Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cozy Cardigans podcast. My name is Mel. I'm the owner and dyer for Big Little Yarn Co., and I am back. It's been a pretty busy, I don't know how long it's been, few weeks, but I finally have the time to do another podcast, which is very exciting. I think I will put any life update stuff towards the end. So if for those of you who are not really interested about life stuff and Japan stuff, then don't worry about it. We'll just get straight into the knitting. I do have some cross stitching too as well, and I'll put that towards the end too, just in case, because I know this is mainly a knitting podcast. So excuse the, I don't know if you could hear it through the microphone, but it's cicada season right now, so you might be able to hear some cicadas outside, so I apologize for that in advance if you are able to hear. If not, then that's cool. So no FOs, other than a cross-stitching FO kind of, but we'll get to that when the cross-stitching section comes along. So no FOs knit-wise, but I do have a good amount of whips to talk about. So I think the last time we talked, I did kind of a whip parade, so all the whips that I've had. Since then, I think I have one new whip, and yeah, I just have one new whip and then my cross-stitching stuff. So let me go ahead and show you the new whip. Recently I had my rainy season update, and usually every update I end up taking either a sweater quantity or a project quantity for myself. And this time around, I wasn't really sure what to keep for myself, or if I tried not to take anything for myself, because I do have a lot of yarn from previous collections and other yarn that I've bought. So I tried not to take anything. So this time around, I was doing pretty good. It was towards the end of the Preorder, and I was not going to take anything, but then I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Katryn Seeburger. She released the Eloise shawl pattern, and I fell in love with it immediately. So for those of you who don't know, I'll go ahead and put a picture up here, and it features a checkerboard kind of pattern, and in every other square or diamond there is a motif that you could choose. She has a list of I don't even know, maybe 25, 30 different motifs, colorwork motifs that you could choose from, and then you could mix and match however you'd like. And I saw that and I fell in love, because I was thinking I wanted to knit something with my non-superwash BFL Shetland silk sock base. So it's technically for non-superwash socks, but it is perfectly usable for accessories, and I knew it would be really great for color work as well. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity, and so I started. I took one skein. So they come in 50-gram skeins. So I took one 50-gram skein of Hydrangea. Let me see if I can. So this is Hydrangea. And I also took one skein of Petrichor, which is this really lovely, greenish brown. And yeah, I knew they would make the perfect color work. So let me go ahead and show you. Ta-da! I love how it's looking. Originally, I was going to do the shawlette size. So shawlette size is, I guess 3 rows of motifs, you could say. So 1, 2, and then one more row of motifs, and that would be the shawlette size, but I love it too much. I really want to knit the shawl size. I'm gonna like decide on it once I finish the next final row of motifs and see how I like the shawlette size, and then see if I want to continue. If I do want to continue, I will have to dye up some more skeins of the 50 gram of the Petrichor and Hydrangea, because I believe it calls for more than 50 grams. Shawlette size, I believe, is less than 50 grams, so that works out. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. As for the motifs that I'm doing, so I started with the quilt motif, which I think is so cute. And then I have a little house motif and some more quilts. I'm thinking I'll do every other. So above the house will be another quilt motif. And then above this quilt motif will be a different motif. Above this quilt motif will be another different motif, if you know what I mean, like every other. I am basing the motif. So first, when I first saw the pattern, I wasn't really sure what to do. I knew I wanted the quilt and I knew I wanted the house. And then I wasn't really sure what to do about it, whether I should just use those two and go every other, or if I should include other motifs. I thought about it and I really wanted to include other motifs as well. And the other motifs I want to include are the fish and then flowers, and that is because, so I thought about it really hard, and I decided to base the motifs off of a Robert Frost poem. Let me see if I have it on my phone. It's a Robert Frost poem called The Flower Boat. And the fish motif, flower motif, and the boat motif as well. It's called The Flower Boat by Robert Frost. I don't know, do you want me to read it? I'll just read it, and if you want to skip forward, that's totally fine. So this is The Flower Boat by Robert Frost, and it goes like this. The fisherman swapping a yarn for a yarn under the hand of the village barber, and her in the angle of house and barn, his deep-sea dory has found a harbor. At anchor she rides the sunny sod, as full to the gunwale of flowers growing, as ever she turned her home with cod from George's bank when winds were blowing. And I judge from that Elysian fright that all they ask is rougher weather, and dory and master will sail by fate to seek the happy isles together. So I'll go ahead and put a link to the poem if you want to go look at it. But I really love it because, one, I know the yarn for a yarn part is not really talking about yarn, but I love that it has the word yarn in it. And there's imagery of fishermen, of a boat, of a safe harbor, so like a home, of flowers, and I know not all of it is to be taken literally, but I'm taking it literally in the sense that I'm going to put them on the shawl as motifs. And it's talking about, settling down and being comforted in your safe harbor. And even though there are adventures that you miss, maybe, when you are settled down, you can still, the next chapter after death will also be an adventure. So I really love that kind of feeling, and I wanted to put that into the shawl. So as you can tell, I thought really hard about it, and those are the motifs that I will put on them. So this has been going really well. Other than the motifs, this is my first time doing color work flat. So I've only done color work in the round before. It's the first time doing it right side and wrong side. The wrong side kind of had me confused for a little bit. Not confused, but like I just wasn't used to it. Now I'm doing pretty good at this point. I kind of got my flow down, and it's not as hard as it originally was. I've put in my practice, and I think my stitches are quite, oops, my stitches are quite even, and if anything, I will block it out. There are some mistakes on here, which I don't know if I will go over again with more stitches, but like for example, like here I should have put one more stitch of the brown. Yeah, so there's like little mistakes here and there, but it's fine. I feel like you don't really notice it because you're looking at the motifs anyways. Mods, no mods other than for the edging. She recommends that you do a really loose edging because of the shape of the shawl and the fact that you have to do an increase every single row, so it can get pretty tight. What I have done is I've found similar advice on Andrea Mowry's Find Your Fade shawl. When I was looking through different people's projects, I saw this piece of advice come up, which is to, when you're doing so it's a three stitch I-cord at the edges. So when you work those 3 stitches, well, what I do for this particular project is on the wrong side, I will purl the 3, slip the 3 stitches back onto the left needle and purl them again. So I essentially knit 2 rows on the wrong side for those first and last 3 stitches, if that makes sense. And that kind of allows for extra, so there's extra stitches, essentially extra rows along the whole entire edging, and that makes it really stretchy. And I think that helps quite a lot for to allow for the adequate amount of ease that is required. It's nice to not have to worry about it, and it also kind of, it's not so loose as well because it's just extra stitches. So yeah, other than that, I think it looks a little wonky. I don't know if I don't know if it looks a little wonky. It might block out. You could tell that the stitches are not entirely, not that it's not even, but you can tell that it's been knitted twice on every other row. If you care about that, then this hack might not be for you, but I don't think it's too noticeable, especially if you look at it from far away. I don't really see anybody looking this close to a shawl, so you would be the only person who knows. So for those of you who are worried about a non-stretchy I-cord edge, I highly recommend just knitting it twice every other row. Other than that, I'm knitting it to pattern, and we'll see how big it gets when we get there. So that is like my main knitting whip, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how the motifs come together, and I'm really happy with my plan. I love that it reflects a poem that I really enjoy. My other main whip, my car/train/travel whip, is this very long sock. Let me flip it inside out, for Tim. And oh my gosh, like I forget how long socks take for men's socks. Like why is his foot so long? I don't understand. Anyways, like I would have been done a long time ago if it was my foot. But this is Andrea Mowry's DRK Everyday Socks, but kind of modified. I'm using my own hand dyed, so this is Soot Sprites on the same base actually as the shawlette. This is the BFL Shetland silk sock base, so non-superwash toe, but I'm using my Trusty sock base for the main foot and leg. This is Trusty sock on Matcha pie, and it's like my leftovers. It's from one of my Pi Day mini updates. And yeah, so for the DRK Everyday Sock, it calls for 2x2 rib all around, but I know my husband, and I know he will not like the feeling of the rib on his foot, like the bottom of his foot. So the bottom of his foot is just knit flat, and then the top is knit in rib. When I get to the heel, I'll probably switch to have it all over rib, and then have the leg be all over rib as well. And when I get to the heel, I will switch back to have the Soot Sprites on the heel as well. And I mentioned this in the last episode, but the reason why I have non-superwash on the toe and planning to on the heel is because I'm hoping that it felts and gets stronger. He busts through toes and heels really quickly when it's in the Trusty sock base. So I'm kind of hoping that by using the non-superwash, it'll felt and he won't bust through them so quickly. And also if I do the contrasting toes and heels, I'm hoping that darning and fixing will be a lot easier as well. So I'm currently on the heel gusset increases, and that is also taking a long time because you have to increase quite a lot for his size. It just looks like a tube, and I can't believe it's going to fit on his foot, but I guess it's going to fit on his foot. I don't know. Like, it always feels like I'm knitting way too long, and then I stick it on his foot and it fits. So, yeah, and then the reason why I had to flip it inside out is because I'm knitting the ribbing inside out. So here's the ribbing. This is the right side. So this is technically the wrong side of the ribbing, even though it's the right side of the sock. And then, so I've been knitting it inside out because I like my wrong side ribbing a little bit better. I don't know if you could tell. But yeah, this is the right side of the ribbing, which is the wrong side of the sock. So this is the purl side, which I kind of like too. But yeah, so that's been going just like a easy project for on the go. I'm kind of worried that I don't have enough yarn for this because it's using a lot more than I thought it would, but if I have to use, he said I could just use scraps and whatever I have, so I will do that if need be. So this is another main project. And my third project that I've been working on, this is my too busy taking care of kids in order to, like, too busy to taking care of kids to do color work kind of project. So it is this. Ta-da. Okay, sorry. Hold on. My baby is crying. I'll be right back. Okay. I think we're good. I think she fell back asleep. We are talking about the blanket that I'm knitting. Let me hold it up real quick. Can you see? So it's getting there. I think we're a little over a third of the way there. This is the Marled Magic blanket by Stephen West. It looks so cool. It's really fun to knit. I have so much scraps from dyeing yarn, knitting for over a decade. I'm using all of my blues, greens, cool toned scraps to make this blanket. And yeah, it's been really great because I only have to knit little section by sections, and the instructions are always super easy for each little segment. and super easy to just pick up, put down, run after a child, you know. So it's been really good. I think I'm on section 18 out of, I want to say like 37 or so. So I'm just about, I guess I'm just about halfway maybe. Or is it 47? I can't remember, but almost halfway or about halfway. It's not as big as I thought it would be, to be honest. So I think that's helping. I can like kind of see the end. I've reached the full width that it's going to be. I just haven't reached the full length that it's going to be, obviously. And yeah, I've just been using a bunch of scraps and have been knitting on it during the night sometimes. When the kids are just chilling. It's like post-dinner hangout session. And it's been really good, and it's been really fun to like pick and choose colors and just to play with different color combinations. And it's nice that, you know, I've already made a rule for myself that I'm only going to be using cool tones, because I feel like no matter what, it'll still look good. I was gonna just use whatever scraps, but I think that's a little bit too chaotic for me. I would love to make another one using warm tones so that I have a cool tone blanket and a warm tone blanket, but we'll see how I feel after I bind off on this one, because it's been taking forever. This is my one and only blanket that I've ever knitted as well. So yeah, those are all my knitting whips. Pretty quick, nothing much. It's full-blown summer now, so I haven't been really diving deep into knitting as of late. Instead, I have been diving deep into cross-stitching because it's not a very sweaty activity. So now I'm going to talk about my cross-stitching whips. So if you're not into that, that's totally fine. But if you would like to see, feel free to stick around. So first off, I guess this is kind of an FO, but not really, because it's still not framed. I would like to frame it or put it on a little hoop. I'm not quite sure, but ignore this bit. I have to rip this part out, so just pretend this part isn't here. But I did soak and iron this. This is the Bear Hug pattern by Mama Witch Cross Stitch. Super cute. The back is really messy. Don't look at the back. You could just look at the front. Very cute. Let me see. Is it? There it goes. This is for my son Everest. We call him Evie Bear sometimes, so this is perfect for him. And yeah, this took a while. I kind of lost sight of it because I got pregnant, had baby, and then I finally finished it like earlier or a few days ago maybe. And yeah, it reignited my love of cross stitching. I forgot how fun cross stitching was to me. I just love seeing the image pop up as I go, and I really love playing with the colors and stuff. It was a really fun time, and now I have another cross stitching whip that I'm really excited about that I'll show you soon too. So this will go into a frame. I'm gonna be making another one. I think I'm gonna do, what is it called? The Easter tea pattern by Mama Witch Cross Stitch. I'll put the picture up here, but I'll be making that for Yuli, my daughter, and so that they have like kind of matching, not matching cross stitches that I could hang on their walls. And yeah, so that's like kind of an FO, but not really because it's not totally complete. My current cross stitching whip that I've been avidly working on is this. Not much. So let me see. So you could kind of see it taking shape here, and it's a bit of a mess. I like to park my stitches. So for those of you who don't know, it's like when you leave the strands hanging out. It looks chaotic, but I prefer that method. So this is the Night at the Museum Sew Along by Lola Cross Stitch, and this is my first sew along. I'm quite behind. I think they're like 5 clues in. She releases clues weekly, and I'm still only doing the frame, so I haven't done any of the clues yet. So I'm very behind, but I'm getting there. The reason why I chose this because there's dinosaurs and prehistoric animals in this one, and Evie is currently obsessed with dinosaurs. Like, he's a dino boy now. So he's super excited. Like, every week I show him the new clue, and we talk about the new prehistoric or dinosaur animal that's been released, and he's super excited for me to stitch up all the different animals on here, which is really sweet. And he asks me about it every day, whether or not it's done. So I'm currently working on that very hard so that I can get the dinos and the animals on there for him. So that's kind of been my main thing, to be honest, because it is so hot. I'm in a room with AC on full blast, and I'm still kind of sweaty. So it's been quite hot here. Oh, and I'll go ahead and show you how I decided to organize my threads. For those of you who are interested and love organizing, I just got like this jewelry organizer. Sorry for all the crinkling. I got this jewelry organizer, and I just organized all my threads that way. So that's how I am doing it. I don't have not that I don't have a ton of space for threads, but I don't want to dedicate a whole nother section of my studio for thread because I already have a section dedicated for yarn. So I wanted something quite small and mobile, but also makes sense. So that is how I decided to do it, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, that's all my cross stitch whips. That's all my whips, actually. And currently reading, let's just do that really quick. So currently reading, I literally just finished one book just earlier while I was putting Lola down for a nap. I have a Kindle, so I put it on like really dark mode, and then I read while I shush her to sleep. And it's The Night Watchman by Louise Erdrich, and I think I'll give it 4.25 stars. It was quite long for what it was, but I really enjoyed the storytelling style, and I also didn't know a lot about like the Native American fight against dispossession, and I think that really opened up my eyes to how little I know about American history, even though I grew up in America. And it was really eye-opening, and it wasn't something that I originally would have picked up. It was like I chose it because I'm doing what's her name? Lala, Books and Lala. She has like a book reading challenge, year-long challenge, and she has little not rules, but you have to kind of like hit the rules to check off a book for the month. I don't know. It's just like this thing that I've been kind of doing this year to get myself out of my usual reading genres. So I chose this one because the theme for this month was to choose a book that had to do with the title has to have some kind of occupation on it. So for this one, it's The Night Watchman. So I chose this one out of the blue, and I really enjoyed it. So that was fun. Other books that I've been reading, I'm still currently reading. I think I was reading this last time we talked, but The 22 Murders of Madison May. Still really enjoying it. It's just I haven't had a chance to pick it up very often because it's like if I'm not knitting, then I'm reading kind of book. So I've been knitting and cross-stitching a lot more. So I haven't really been picking it up, but I'm still enjoying it. The last book that I'm currently reading is The Violent Delights, and I think it's a thriller. I've only just started it, and this is my washing dishes and cleaning up at night audiobook. So I've only just cracked into it. I just listen to it for like 30 minutes every day. And yeah, it's like a thriller, I believe, about two kind of college boys that do a crime, I think. So I don't know. I've only recently started, so I'm enjoying it so far, and I'll see how I like it when I finish it. But yeah, that's all like my knitting, cross-stitching, reading, and life update. So yeah, super hot, super humid. This is our first summer here at our new house, and luckily it has been quite good heat-wise. We were kind of worried about it getting really hot here because the windows are so big and we have a sunroom, but it's not too bad. It's actually better than our old house, which was smaller and darker, so that works out. The only bad thing about this place is that we live right next to a nature reserve, so we live very close to a big forest, and there are a lot of bugs, like a lot of bugs. Obviously that's part of nature, so it's like, you know, what can you do? But we had to figure out how to prevent bugs from flying in at night through like all the little cracks. So Tim has filled up all the cracks, except for a couple that we can't really end up finding. Oh, she's crying. But there's these things called mukade. I won't put a picture up here in case you guys don't like bugs, but they're pretty scary looking centipedes. They get really, really big here in Japan, and when they bite you, it feels like it's about like a bee sting. It is poisonous, but it's like a bee sting kind of poisonous. It won't hurt you unless you're somehow allergic to it. But me and Tim hate them so much, and the other day Tim got bit. Yeah, so he got his inaugurated himself now. He has his first mukade bite, and I'm really scared because I really don't want to get bit. It looks really painful. It swells like a bee sting, kind of, he says, and it hurts like a bee sting. He says he agrees that it hurts like a bee sting, but like swelled up and stuff, and you could see the bite marks. So nasty. But you could look it up. You could Google it if you want, but I won't put it up here. And there's also these centipedes called geji geji. Oh, those are my least favorite ever. If you've ever seen one, you know if you know, but their legs are so creepy. But luckily I haven't seen them in quite a while because Tim has covered up all the little nooks and crannies that they might come in through. They apparently don't hurt you. They just look really scary, but yeah, no, and obviously some cockroaches, but other than that, summer's been good. It's almost summer festival season, which is really exciting. Sorry, that's the baby monitor. Yeah, summer festival season, and it's just feeling like summer. We are just trying to stay cool, and Yila is still only 1, so we can't really do a ton because it's just so hot. Sorry, let me turn off that monitor really quick. I'm back. I turned down the volume on the baby monitor. What was I talking about? Summer season. Yeah, Yula is still 1 year old. She's a 1-year-old now. She had a birthday recently. We had a little family birthday party for her. Just us 4, because most of our family pretty much all of our family is still in America. So we had a little birthday party for her. She had no idea what was going on, but Evie really enjoyed it, so that was good, I guess. Yeah, so we're just trying to stay cool, especially with the 1-year-old, but still trying to entertain a 4-year-old. Got a little kiddie pool so that they could play together on really hot days, which is fun. And have been watching My Neighbor Totoro. We introduced Evie to My Neighbor Totoro, and he loves it. We have watched it so many times, which is good because I like it too. But yeah, that's all we've been doing, just trying to stay cool in this very, very hot weather. All things considered, though, this summer has been quite mild, I feel, in Japan. It also might be because we have like a bigger house than last summer. We have a bit more freedom to move, and it's a little bit cooler than our older house. So that might be why I feel like it's a bit milder, but hopefully I'm ready. I'm ready for summer to be over. I'm ready for autumn. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for autumn and for feeling chilly and wearing sweaters again. So anyways, I hope that I didn't talk too long. I don't think I did. And I hope that I didn't talk too quickly. And I hope that you are staying cool wherever you are. And please let me know what you've been knitting, what you've been reading, what you've been reading, and whether you've tried something new. I've been trying to bake a little bit more. I just make basic things as of now, like chocolate chip cookies. I made Eula's first birthday cake, like a baby birthday cake. I'm gonna make focaccia tonight because Tim's making pasta. If you have any favorite baking recipes that are good for kids too, please let me know, because I would like to know. I'm trying to collect things now. Collect recipes now, I should say. And yeah, so please let me know in the comments what you've been up to, because I love reading up on what you have been doing. So yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.